So Andy, the wait is almost over, a couple of days until you lead the team out under those magical arches, the home of English football. What are you feeling?
Well, I'm looking forward to it first and foremost. There's a little bit of a weight on my shoulders for the football club and the area. You know, we want to make sure that we give a good account of ourselves and we're going there hopefully to win. You know, we're not going there just to have a day out. And it's always the unknown with a football match of your game plan and how you're going to approach it. Sometimes it comes off, and sometimes, as we saw against York, in the first 2 minutes it goes out the window. So you know, there's a lot of work gone into this match, and I'm hoping I can give everyone a really great day and a result that we all want.
We've been talking about this road to Wembley, but in a sense it's not just the FA Trophy competition. We can go right back to the start of pre-season, your first season in charge as Bromley FC manager. You must be incredibly proud to be leading the team to Wembley as the season finale.
Yeah, I'm extremely proud. I kind of reflected on that the other day. I mean, I've been at the football club 1 year, and in the first year took the club to their highest ever position in the playoffs. And we wanted to get in the playoffs at least this year. We haven't achieved that, but we have got to Wembley. So, you know, as a trade-off, I've got to be kind of happy with that. There's been a lot of milestones on this trip this year where I've learnt things about myself. I learnt things about my team, and I've really enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the highs and the lows. And I'm extremely proud of not just my team, my football team, but the team here at Bromley, all the staff that work here, and all the people that get don't get a lot of praise for all the work and effort they do behind the scenes. So yeah, it's been a good year, I would say, and I'm like I say, I'm extremely proud of my football club.
Football alone is so unpredictable. It has highs and lows. It's quite relentless. There often aren't opportunities to pause and reflect, but with the chance of going to Wembley, not only is this huge for the football club, but it's huge for the area as well. And we've seen sponsors, the supporters, everyone showing their support just to be a part of the community as well.
Yeah, I mean, the community has really sort of turned out in force and backed us. And just going back around before against York, I probably felt more pressure in that game than anything, because I knew the knock-on effect it would have for the football club and the community as well in the area. So, you know, we won that game, and now everything's coming to fruition with, you know, the local companies supporting us, the media, everyone around the area is buzzing. Every time I go and fill my car up, someone's saying good luck. It's really quite nice, and it surprised me really of how many people are Bromley supporters, you know, and that's really surprised me, and it's been nice, you know, and I have sort of really enjoyed it, and I've taken time out to pretty much speak to every person that's come up to me, because I feel that they're giving their time up to support us as a football club.
And as a manager, you're a leadership figure for the players, for the staff, for the supporters. There's quite a lot on your shoulders, that responsibility, but I get the sense that it's something you relish, but not only that you relish, but you appreciate is something quite sacred and important.
Most definitely. I mean, I've been lucky enough to work at some big clubs, and I saw from afar, you know, some good managers of how they led the team on the pitch and also led the team of people off the pitch, and I've also seen some people do it the opposite, where they've just worried about their team and kind of left everyone else on the wayside. I like to look at us as one team here, and I really pride myself on making sure I try to get everybody involved. I think I've always had a good track record of creating team spirit on and off the pitch at every club I've worked at, and this is no different. And I do relish the role I've got of making sure that I'm leading everybody, even on the bad days. You know, I think it's very important that I show some leadership qualities. So yeah, it's a role I've taken very seriously, and I'm extremely proud of it. And the way it's gone so far, I'm again delighted.
In this episode, we get a bit of a glimpse into what goes into match preparations, but even that alone doesn't truly highlight the amount of hours you put in, the amount of time you spend on the phone, WhatsApp messages. I think, as someone that's worked in football for a little while myself, being a manager can actually probably sometimes be a little bit lonely. How do you find getting that balance?
Well, I have to say I'm very lucky in that it is very lonely, and the phone doesn't stop. You know, when I'm not here, I'm still working away from here. I'm very lucky that I've got a family that's in the football industry. I've got a son that plays. I've got a wife that's been all through my football career and now through our sons. So my family are really supportive on that. So I've got a lot to thank them for. I've got a lot of managers that I speak to that ring me quite a lot. I mean, I don't mind saying Alan Pardew's just texted me a lovely message. He's out in Sofia getting his team ready for a cup final. So that's really nice, the people that I can lean on in football. And without sounding too gushy here, I've got an owner that has been a successful businessman, and he understands really at the top of the tree what it's like to be the leader of his industry and his businesses. So he's really helped me as well, and really helped me to deflect that sometimes loneliness and be there as a sort of an arm. And I think we've got that real good relationship, myself and Robin, where you know, he recognises that I do need someone to lean on, and he's that person for me. So I am lucky, you know, and I've got the good people around me, and I've made sure that, you know, the right people around me. And I mustn't not forget, you know, my assistant manager, Alan Dunn. You know, I work very hard, and he's relentless as well. I mean, he takes a huge amount of responsibility away from me with what he does. So, yeah, it's about getting the right team of people around you to make sure that even though it's lonely sometimes, you know, everyone's pulling in the same direction.
Some people say that pressure is a privilege. I think pressure and football just kind of go hand in hand, no matter what kind of the situation is. How do you approach pressure? Is it something that you feel like, what's your kind of philosophy around it?
It's funny you should ask that, because I don't like to use the word pressure, because, and I don't mean this with any disrespect, pressure's the man on the street that can't feed his family, and the man that's, you know, with respect, in a bus shelter trying to get some food and water for a night. That's real pressure. I haven't come from a privileged background, so there's different pressures in life. I think this is, like you say, privileged pressure. You know, I'm in a position that people would love to be in. I'm leading the team out of Wembley. I've got a sort of set pressure that I put myself under, and a set regime that I want to hit. So if I don't hit that, then I'll be disappointed. But I don't look at it as pressure, really. I've got to be honest. I look at it as like, you know, I've got a job to do. I've got to make sure I do it to the best of my ability, and I've got to make sure that everyone around me knows that I've done it to my best ability. And it normally takes care of itself if you do the right things.
Well, what you've shown there is obviously a great deal of perspective, and sometimes when you're all consumed on a road to Wembley towards the cup final and so on, having this opportunity to talk to you and sit down and spend some proper time with you, the perspective that it must give you to kind of take a look back at your time at the club, and as I say, just be filled with so much pride. What do you think it's going to be like when you're stood in the dugout, looking out to that massive stadium with, you know, thousands of Bromley supporters backing you?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and I'm going to try and just take a moment to look at the people that have turned out for myself and my team and Bromley Football Club on the day. I'd love to be able to thank all of them. Obviously, I can't. But hopefully, I can do that with the performance on the pitch. But it is a moment that I will, you know, really cherish. I'm hoping it's not going to be the pinnacle of my career as a manager. I'm hoping that. But yeah, I look back on this year. You know, there was times and moments in this year where I could have left, and I didn't, and I felt it was the right decision to stay here. And I'm glad I have. You know, I still feel there's a lot more unfinished business to do at this football club. So I come back to what I said at the very beginning. I'm extremely proud to be the manager of Bromley Football Club, and even more prouder to be leading them out of Wembley Stadium.
And the FA Trophy final, non-league's final day, hasn't been hosted at Wembley for a couple of seasons now because of COVID. It's going to be a really good showcase for this section of the football pyramid, but also just a fantastic day out for those that support the football club, those involved in the area as well. Does it all feel a little bit more real now as we're only a couple of days away?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely real, isn't it? I mean, you know, it's the mecca of football, isn't it, Wembley? So to go there, I was lucky enough to go there as a coach for Crystal Palace in the FA Cup final, as a player with Palace in the FA Cup final, and then played there twice in playoff finals. So I know, you know, I don't think there'll be a young boy in the country that doesn't dream of scoring his winning goal at Wembley or walking out of a team at Wembley. So all of those emotions, I'm no different. You know, all I've ever dreamt of is Wembley, and I just hope I can go, you know, that final hurdle and come off that Wembley pitch a winner.
What do you think it's going to be like trying to get to sleep the eve before?
Well, if you speak to the staff, I have no trouble sleeping. Yeah, I think it'll just be a tinge of excitement, really. I think I'm excited for myself. I'm really excited for the club, and I'm really excited for the players. You know, it's going to be a great occasion, and I just hope we can go out there and really give a good account of ourselves. I always say to the players all the time, if you get the performance right, normally the result follows. So don't worry about the result, worry about the performance. And if we get that right, then, you know, we'll have a real good chance.
And finally, what words of encouragement would you give to anyone watching this that hasn't bought their ticket yet? And for those that have, how much noise do we want them to make at Wembley?
Well, listen, firstly, why haven't they bought their ticket? Because it's the only thing going on in the world that day. And secondly, yeah, we need them there. I mean, look, if you're not a Bromley supporter or you're sort of 50-50, you're going to miss a great day out at Wembley. And like I said, if you've got young children, what better time to take your children to Wembley Stadium to support your local club? I mean, get your ticket. It's going to be a great day, and I hope more people sort of come out in numbers and think, yeah, I'm going to go and support the guys.